Welcome back to Growing Craft. Please do subscribe to our channel before we start this video and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out any of our updates. Also do check our website www.growingcraft.com and let's get started. So yes friend, this video is also a bit lengthy, so please grab your cup of coffee now. First of all, in this box I am just going to seal my lock. This is a metal lock which was there in the box and I had to seal that because I did not wanted any paint on that. So for sealing that I have used my Abro tape. I'll mention all the supplies linked down in the description box. Please do check that. Now of course I need to prep up my base, and for prepping up my base I am using white gesso, and yes, I am using my fan brush. This will make sure that I spread this in a bigger areas because this has a very good coverage. If you want, you can use your sponge daubers. Now in this box I will be doing 2 coats of gesso because I am going to play around some of the very nice pastel shades. So that's the reason I wanted to have a very neat and clean white base, and gesso is a must. I do not recommend using acrylic paints for the prepping up the base, although I have done in few of the videos. But over the time I have realized that of course the gesso is like one of the best thing what you need to have in your craft stash. Yes, in our Growing Craft store there are few of the supplies which are on sale, so do check that might be helpful for you. Now here, once I'm done with my first coat of gesso, I am going to use my sponge dauber for the second coat. Now the reason why I am using my sponge dauber for the second layer is because the only reason is that the first layer is just anyways it's going to be very thin layer. So in the second coat definitely I can work it out with my sponge dauber. Like I mentioned earlier also, if you want you can use a sponge dauber from the first step, but I honestly feel that at times a sponge dauber takes up so much of your supplies, and that's the only reason why I am using my sponge dauber in the second go. But ऐसा कोई rule नहीं है, so you can do as per your convenience. Now please do make sure whichever the metal locks or the hinges you have, you seal them up. Now in this box the hinges were hidden, so I did not had to seal them, but the lock was very much visible of course, so I had to seal that. Otherwise I have done few of the videos, like few of the projects, not videos, few of the projects where I did not seal them, and then cleaning them was a big mess. So how to paint those areas that you will be watching in this video, so please stay tuned till the end. Of course, just in case if you guys have any other different technique of sealing up your hinges or your locks, then please do let me know. Now it's time to just cover this up completely, and then I'm going to let it dry for some time. I am going to use of course my heat gun because it really makes my work much more faster. Now I am going to use this beautiful decoupage napkin. Now I have been eyeing on this napkin since long, and I have used a couple of prints from this for a few of my projects, but then this is actually a beautiful napkin in which you can create a lot of project. Now here I'm not going to do any brush technique or any fussy cutting work because I don't have to. The kind of work I am going to play around with, I really don't have to do too much of work here. Once I have removed the layers of my decoupage napkin, then I'm going to stick this on my base. Now my base has already dried out completely. So yes, please do make sure that your base has dried out and then only do your decoupage sticking work. Okay, now one more thing. I have been asked a lot of time that how to make sure that your napkin or your decoupage paper does not absorb the colors when you do on the top of it. So the only basic trick what I do is I use a lot of varnish in my complete project. Like especially in these kind of projects, I use a lot of varnish. One reason that is it add a lot of strength to your project. Secondly, it adds a lot of scope for you to do the color blending work. Now here you will see me using my varnish on this decoupage napkin. Once I'm done with it, then I'm going to do my mixed media work on the top of it. So yeah, that's the reason. Doing your mixed media work and your color blending technique, of course you need to use your varnishes so that your napkin does not get ruined off. Now here I will be using my heat gun to dry this off. Otherwise you can just let it dry naturally for some time. But of course I had to speed up the process because I wanted to do my texture work. Now here is a beautiful floral stencil. I will just try to share all the supplies link down in the description box, and I hope you will like it. And here I am using my modeling paste, and with a palette knife I am going to spread this. Now honestly, like, if you must have heard me saying this in a lot of videos that few of the brands should come up with a bigger size stencil. So yeah, some of the stencils are definitely available at Growing Craft store, so do check that, and I'm sure you're going to love it. And yes, of course this stencil is a bit smaller, so I will have to work twice on this project. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just covering this project from both the sides, and I'm using my modeling paste here with my palette knife, and I'm going to let this dry for a good amount of time, and then we will move on to the next step. Now when I'm saying that we will move on to the next step, it means adding some more texture, because of course I did not want to leave any of the empty spaces around my beautiful decoupage napkin. So here I'm using my heat gun, and trust me, I used my heat gun a lot in this project. It was a savior, otherwise I would have been just doing this project for 3 days for sure. So now here, once my modeling paste, my first layer has dried out, then I'm just trying to cover up the remaining areas with the same stencil and with the same modeling paste. And the only reason why I had to dry my first layer of modeling paste, so that when I use my stencil on the top of it, it should not get rained off. So now once I'm done with my second layer of modeling paste, I'm not very sure that how clear it is in this video, but my beautiful decoupage napkin is covered around with this beautiful floral pattern all around, and it looks super gorgeous already. So here I'm using my heat gun to dry this up, and now this is day 2. I am very sure you guys will not be able to make out, but this is day 2. Now if you know me, color blending is something which I absolutely love, and here I had to do this. So honestly, when I started this video, again the day 2, I thought of doing a lot of teal color, pastel pink and the gray color, but later on I just felt that I should go with 2 colors, and then I'll do the color blending technique. That is going to help you with a subtle color on the top and another subtle color on the sides of my box. So here what I'm doing is I'm using my pastel pink. I will mention the shade in the description box, you can check that. And I'm going to apply one generous coat of chalk paint on my complete texture work. I'll just make sure that I do not do any coloring on my decoupage napkin. Of course on the edges I will do it, but I'll try to cover as much area as I can except the decoupage napkin areas. Now while I'm doing is to speed up my process, I will be using my heat gun. Now you have to be very careful. You cannot use your heat gun on your paint brushes, otherwise your paint which is there on the brush is going to dry out, and you are not going to get the good results of your chalk paint. So just be a little careful when you are doing this step. Now here I'm using my Anukul brushes, and I absolutely love them. Just in case if you have missed out on our Anukul brushes discounts, then please do check our website growingcraft.com. I am just mentioning the link down in the description box, that will help. Now on the sides I'm going to use my teal color, and trust me, it looked absolutely gorgeous. I love this pink and teal color. Although I had thought of doing the green color, but I just felt that it will a gray color. I just felt that it will look a little dull. That's the reason I came up with this idea of using the teal color on the sides, and it looks super fab. Now I have been using Anukul brushes in this complete video, and trust me, they are super awesome, and I absolutely love it. Now with the teal color, I know I am doing it very quickly in this video. This has been speed up for a quite a good number of speed, but it took me a long time to do the coloring in, because this box is really big. Now I did not want to waste time, so what I did was I just did my first layer of chalk paint, my teal blue color. Then I used my heat gun, and then immediately I did my second coat of color. This helped me in saving my time, and all thanks to my heat gun. Now here I am removing my abro tape from the metal hinge what I have, metal lock what I have in the box. And once I'm done with my second coat of my color, then I'm going to color it around, and I'll make sure that I cover up all the empty spaces around my lock so that it looks like one piece of art. Now here I needed to do the second coat of my pastel pink. Why? Because it was actually the texture work which was popping out so much, and in some of the areas I just left the white color which I did not realize. So yes, doing a second coat, there is no harm in that. Just make sure you need to know that what colors you are doing and how you want the look and feel, and once you are happy with that, you should go ahead with that. Now whenever you are doing your modeling paste work, please do make sure that you let it dry for at least 7 to 8 hours. I did this modeling paste work yesterday in the afternoon, then I started redoing this video in the morning. That gave it a lot of time to dry out. This will make sure that when you are doing your color blending technique or your mixed media technique on the top of it, it is not going to ruin off. This is one of the fun way of using your stencil. Here I am covering one of the central pattern which I wanted to avoid, because I had a particular pattern in my mind which I wanted to do in that box, and this way I was just trying to hide one of the portions of the stencil. Now this is a very beautiful pattern stencil. I think this one is from Let's Get Crafting. I'll mention their link down below, you can check that. They have some of the amazing stencils, and yes, of course, I am using one of the chalk paints from iCraft. I am mentioning the links down for that also. And with my stencil brush, I am going to use one pattern of this stencil on one side of the box. So I'm going to repeat this process for all the 4 sides. And what you need to do is just rub your stencil brushes in a circular motion, either clockwise or anti-clockwise as per your convenience, and you can see that how beautiful my background is looking. So yes, with this just one stencil you can play around in different ways. Like I could have used the complete stencil set, but I wanted to have a nice lace border design on my box, and I think this worked out perfectly. I remember discussing it with one of with not one, in fact with a couple of brands, that why don't you guys come up with the border stencils or something similar to this. And the day I had got this, I knew I had to use this stencil for one of the very special videos, and this is finally the day where I'm using this one. So like I said, here I'm using this stencil with my way. If you want, you can use this in whatever way you want. You can use the stencil on your complete sides, like have this beautiful pattern on all the surfaces. It's absolutely fine, but I wanted to have this in a like very pretty lace border pattern. That's the only reason why I have used it with my abro tape. Otherwise there is no compulsion that you have to use your abro tapes. Now whenever you are doing your stencil work, make sure that your layer of colors have dried out. The base should be completely dried out, and once you are happy with that, then you can move on to the next color. Now while doing this, I realized there is something stuck in my stencil. I was removing that, and yes, I'm back to my stencil work again. Now just in case if you have not watched one of my videos where I have used stencils in different ways, and I have shown how to use the varieties of stencils, so please do check that. I'm mentioning that link also down in the description box, and the screen you can see that what kind of video it is, so that it's easier for you to search for that, just in case if you are browsing to my YouTube channel. So yes, I am using my heat gun to dry this out completely, and once I'm happy with it, then we will move on to the next step. Now for the front part, I knew that because of the lock I cannot do it the way I have done it on side. So what I did was I took my stencil from one part to another, and then I did my stenciling part.
est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter. 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 Impossible à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer.
Okay, so once I'm done with my stencil work, then I thought of just doing the patchwork, the teal blue color. Now here I'm using my Anukel brush. This is, I think, a 0 number brush which I'm using here, and you can see how beautifully I was able to cover up all the MDF box patch where I just left the teal color work because I did not want it to ruin my locks. Now this is one of the very easiest way. Like I mentioned earlier, if you guys know any other way, then please do let me know in the comment section. I will be more than happy to explore your options also, and I hope others will also enjoy that too. Now once I'm done with this part also, then I'm going to let it dry. And yes, just be a little careful when you're doing this step because you need to make sure that you match up the color really well. If you see the pictures at the end of the video, you will realize that like even I could not make out that I have done this coat of color later on. So yeah, just you need to play around with the colors and the layering, and then you are done. Now it's time for my massive stamping, and these are one of my favorites. So yes, here I'm using my permanent ink pad. Now I'm going to cover up all the empty areas wherever I have not done the texture work, and wherever I have left the spaces, I'm going to stamp it. We do not realize it, but empty spaces doesn't look good, and with the stamping it becomes absolutely amazing. So that's the reason I love using massive stamps. And if you check one of my Portly videos, I'll just mention the video link there. You can see that how I have shown the way of using your stencils in different way, and I'm sure you are going to love that. Okay, so here I am done with my stencil stamping work on the top, and then I'm going to do the same process on the sides also, and this looks super gorgeous. Finally, the metallic color, I can just vouch out for the metallic colors because these are something which I absolutely love, and highlighting your texture work means metallics are going to look absolutely amazing. Now for this technique, I'm using Anukel flat brush. They are very good when you have to do such kind of dry brushing technique. Now for what is dry brush technique, like you do not wet your brush, it is just the plain dry brush. Then you take up your color, remove all the excessive paints, and then with that dry brush with a very tinge of paint, you highlight your texture work. So that is something which I absolutely love, and you will see that how beautifully this metallic look comes on my box.
passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter.
Now after my metallic work, I am going to use my one coat of varnish. I know my metallic paint is wet, and just to blend in the color, to have a beautiful color blending with the my pastel pink with the copper color, I am here using my varnish, and this is just to make sure that I seal up my varnish and colors, my texture and my colors really well, so that I can play around with another coat of color that is going to be a contrast color on my box. Now here, once I'm done with this my varnish, then I'm going to let it dry for good like 1 to 2 hours, and then we will move on to the next step.
Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer.
So finally it's time to do some color blending, and here I'm using the same teal color which I have used for the sides of my box. Now I felt that there was a lot of subtle pink and a bronze color on my top lid, and I just wanted to highlight my texture a little more. That's the reason I thought of using the same teal color. This will also blend in my color really well. This will also make it like a one theme project with just 2-3 shades. And one thing I have been telling every time, whenever you are doing your color blending technique, that does not mean you need to have 10 or 15 or 20 colors. Even with the 2 colors, you can do a beautiful color blending. It's all about how you are using your chalk paints. It's all about how you are blending your colors. So if you have seen any of my previous video, you might have realized that I have done a lot of color blending even with just 2 paints and a lot of water, and they work out so amazingly. So I hope that you got the basic concept of color blending with this video tutorial. Of course, I'm coming up with some more videos on color blending, which I will be doing on a lot of artwork. So stay tuned to my channel for that. Now finally I am going to use my varnish to seal everything, and now literally I am going to dip my varnish on my complete artwork. So the varnish what I am using here is a water based varnish, so I need to be a little careful when I am using this on my mixed media projects, and I will just cover it on my texture work completely. Of course, on the sides off camera, I will be doing 2 more coats because I just want to make sure that everything is sealed up really well. So yeah, this is my technique, and this is my way of doing my mixed media and my decoupage and my lot of color blending technique. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and do let me know in the comment section if you like this video. Please do leave your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye bye.